Hey guys, welcome back to Southern Gal True Crime. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It is Monday, so of course we'll have our latest episode of Missing Person Monday. And tonight I have five cold cases involving children. Now, of course, every missing person is important to me and touches me, but just when it comes to missing children and missing elderly senior citizens, that it just grabs my heart and just tears me up. So before I get emotional about it, we'll get into it. But first, as always, we will have our current missing person. And go back to my slide. Okay. And this information, as always, comes from neverforgottenar.org, which is the Arkansas Missing Persons Database. And tonight's person is Essence Grace Flores. And of course, something in my way. I can't read it, but I think I can make it out. She is just 16 years old. She is a Native American, Alaskan race. She is 5'3". Can't read. For some reason, these slides put. Let me see if I can get rid of it. No, of course not. Anyway, she's 5'3", brown hair, brown eyes. She went missing on September 8th of this year, so not too long ago. She went missing from Marion, Arkansas. So if you have any information about Essence or her disappearance, please contact the Marion Police Department at 870-739-2101. And as always, I will put a link to this. Can't talk. Once again, it's very late at night. I will put a link to this information in the description box. So I implore you, please share it anywhere and everywhere you can to get it out quickly to as many people as possible. So, because that's the most important thing, is to get this information out quickly on these fresh cases. So any true crime groups you're in, please share it. Friends, family, just anywhere you can share it. It'll be very much appreciated. All right, so we will get to, as I said, tonight's theme for the missing person Monday is children. And all this information comes from the Charley Project. So I was just browsing through and I kept coming across all these cases involving children. So I put 5 of them together, and this is what we got. So our first missing child is Hattie Yvonne Jackson. Once again, this writing is very small, so I might have to get close to the camera so I can read it. She went missing on July 21st, 1961, from Washington, D.C. This is classified as a non-family abduction. She is a black female. She was 6 years old when she went missing. I'm so sorry, I can't. Let me see if I can get closer. My eyes are really worse than usual tonight. She was about 3 feet tall, 45 pounds. She was last seen a white long sleeve blouse, brown and white checkered shorts, pink sandals, and a blue hair ribbon. Now, also below this picture, there is a suspect sketch. Associated vehicles, it says it's a dull blue-gray older model Chrysler, possibly a Plymouth, with yellow license plates. See, Hattie had black hair and brown eyes. So she was last seen in Washington, D.C. On July 21st, 1961. That afternoon, her older brother and some friends had went to Rock Creek Park to play. They were swimming in the creek when the police officer told them that the water was polluted and that they could not swim there. So it's not that they weren't supposed to be swimming there, but it was just um, the water apparently was not very good, and they just did not want anybody swimming there to get, possibly get sick or worse. So the key piece of information here: an unidentified man was sitting nearby, and after the officer left, he offered this unidentified gentleman or man, I'm not going to call him a gentleman, offered to drive the children to another place 2 miles away, where he said the water was clean and that they could swim. The children declined his offer, thank goodness, and they resumed playing. Then Hattie disappeared, and no one noticed her leave or wander off. And of course, she has never been seen or heard from again. Several witnesses reported seeing two young men helping Hattie into this associated vehicle, a dull blue-gray older model Chrysler, possibly a Plymouth, with yellow license plates. And this was near Rock Creek Park, where this was the original place that the children were going to swim at, and told that they really didn't need to be swimming there because the water was unclean. Now, dogs tracked Hattie's scent to that area. So apparently, after she went missing, they brought dogs out, and she was tracked to that area. The driver of the car matched the description of the man who had offered to take Hattie and the other children to a different place to swim. And like I said, below Hattie's picture, you see the sketch they made. He was Caucasian, between 30 and 40 years old, with a deep tan, dark brown hair brushed straight back. He wore a white shirt, gray trousers, a black belt, and sunglasses. He was about 5'9". He had a muscular build. This person has never been identified. And they said they sketches there. It says an extensive search of the area turned up no sign of no sign of Hattie, and obviously her case remains unsolved. So this is of course, all of them are sad, but like I said, when it comes to children, it just touches my heart even more. Now, it's unknown who gave the description of this gentleman. I'm assuming it was probably the Hattie's friends that were with her, but I don't know for sure. It does in this limited information. It doesn't mention. I don't believe any other witnesses that were nearby. So, like I said, I'm just going off the assumption that her friends were the ones that gave this description of this unidentified suspect. So if you have any information regarding Hattie or her disappearance, you can call the Metropolitan Police Department at 202-727-9099. And I'm so sorry for leaning in so close to the camera, but like I said, writing is small, and apparently my eyes are worse than usual tonight. All right, so next, oh goodness, that's really small. We have Bryce Florian Herda. He went missing on April 9th of 1995. And he went missing from Neah Bay, Washington. Is classified as endangered missing. He is a Native American male. He was also 6 years old when he went missing. At the time, he was around 4 foot tall and 60 pounds. He was last seen wearing, I'm going to try my best to read this, a white t-shirt, green pants, white socks, and white Mighty Morphin Power Rangers shoes, with red and white lightning bolts printed on them. Distinguishing characteristics. I don't know if I can read this. Of course, he was Native American. Sandy brown hair, brown eyes. He had a scar on his hairline extending at an angle down the right side of his forehead. He had a mole or a freckle on his right temple. He had a light colored birthmark on the back of his upper thigh, and his upper front teeth were large, and they had a small gap between them at the time of his disappearance, and he was left-handed. I hope I got that all right. Maybe y'all can see this better than I can if you have a bigger screen. So at the time that Bryce disappeared, he was hiking with his family on the Shishi Beach Trail, which was on the Mackay Indian Reservation. This was located near Nia Bay on Washington's Olympic coast. He was last seen when his family began. They began hiking up a trail to exit the beach. Now, apparently, he was unable to follow them up the slope, so they agreed to meet him at the beach. And not judging once again, but it just scares me just get so bad that, especially being he was 6 years old, and in a place like this, it just scares me when parents separate themselves from their children. Now, like I said, once again, I'm not judging whatsoever, but it just scares me whenever children are separated from their parents. So anyway, he was never seen again after that. Now, apparently, Bryce's grandfather was the chief of police in the area at the time that Bryce disappeared. An extensive search by the Coast Guard, divers, and tracker dogs failed to locate Bryce. Some footprints were found, but they seemed to go on for a while. Then they stopped, and they started again. So unknown if these footprints had anything to do with Bryce's disappearance. No further evidence was ever located. There are several trails to the beach besides the trail that they took, that the rest of the family took. Now, to me, this key piece of information that says that these several trails lead to a homeless community. Nothing against the homeless, once again, not judging, but in homeless encampments, a lot of times you never know. And I'm not saying all homeless people are bad people. Most of them are just, down on their luck. But you do have homeless that possibly could have mental problems, possibly could be on drugs, possibly could be offenders who are fond of children. Let's just put it that way. I have to be careful of how I say this. So it is possible. One possibility is that he was abducted, maybe by somebody, maybe not a homeless person, but maybe somebody who was hanging around this homeless community. Now, like I said, I do not know for sure. I'm just thinking of possibilities. But that just caught my attention when it said that these trails led to a homeless community. So Bryce's parents believe that he was abducted, but police think that he may have been swept out to sea and drowned. That which could be entirely implausible, possible. There is no evidence. It says there is no evidence to support these or any other theories, and Bryce remains missing and his case is unsolved. So to me, the two main theories is, like I said, maybe possibly going back to this homeless community. He could have been abducted near there, or he could have wandered off and, like they said, possibly fallen into the water, into the ocean, and been swept away and drowned. So, if you have any information regarding Bryce or his disappearance, you can contact and I hope I'm pronouncing these names right. I'm probably butchering them. The Neah Bay Police Department, which is also referred to as the Macaw Indian Reservation Police Department, at 360-645-2701. Or you can also call the Clallam County Sheriff's Department at 360-374-5324. So please, I implore you, if you have any information about any of these cases, please call. And please just share this video. That's the most important thing we can do is share the video, comment on the video, like the video. It helps it get out to more people, and the more people that see it, the better. All right. I swear this writing keeps getting smaller and smaller. All right. So next we have Tracy Lynn Davenport. She went missing on April 27th, 1973, from San Rafael, California. Now, she is classified as endangered missing. She is a Black female. She was also 6 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was approximately 4'6", 60 pounds. She was last seen a black and blue ankle-length flowered Hawaiian-style dress. There is an associated vehicle, which is a dark green or black car. She had black hair, brown eyes. She had burn scars on her lower hip and abdomen. And at the time of her disappearance, her hair was braided in short pigtails. And the bottom picture there is an age progression to the age of 53. Because that would be around, well, if she was still alive today, she'd be 56, but this is age progression to 53. So Tracy was last seen on her way to school on April 27th, 1973. She lived at the Bermuda Palms Hotel. Now at anyway, I can't read what the was on the 700 block of East San Francisco Boulevard. She was a kindergarten student at Bahia Vista School. She had left home at 11 a.m. to walk to school. To me, that's a little late. Of course, this is California, so maybe they start later. I know schools around here usually start around 8:15 or so. But anyway, so she was last seen. She left home at 11 to walk to school. She never arrived to school. Her family did not realize that she was missing until that evening, when she didn't come home from school. They reported her missing to police the next day. Once again, not judging, but you have a 6-year-old who did not come home from school, and it's not reported until the next day. I only say that for the fact that time is very crucial when it comes to these cases. The faster you can get it reported and start investigating it, the better. So Tracy lived with her grandparents and other relatives at the time of her disappearance. Her parents were separated, unknown why she wasn't living with either one of her parents. Little evidence is available in her case. A witness did report seeing a dark green or black car following Tracy as she walked on Canal Street. But investigators have never been able to prove that she was abducted, and they have no suspects or persons of interest in her case. In 2009, police searched a crawl space at the motel where Tracy lived in response to long-standing rumors, so take it with a grain of salt, that her body was buried there. The search did not uncover any evidence, and Tracy's disappearance remains unsolved. So not a lot of information. To me, the biggest thing is, if this report was true, that a dark green or black car was seen following Tracy as she walked on Canal Street, which I'm assuming is when she was walking to the school. Unsure about that, but that's just what I would assume. So to me, that would be obviously the biggest clue, and I'm sure they checked it out. Does not say regarding the rumors about her body possibly being buried in this crawl space. Unknown where these rumors came from. Like I said, they did not uncover any evidence. So if you have any information regarding Tracy or her disappearance, you can contact the San Rafael Police Department at 415-485-3000. All right. Next we have Chris Andrew Cunningham. He went missing on July 9th of 1997, I think. I apologize. Like I said, my eyes are so bad tonight. From Chino, California. He is classified as endangered missing. He is a black male. He was, again, 6 years old when he went missing. He was approximately 4'2", 90 pounds. Now it says he suffered from a seizure disorder, and he required medication to control it. Once again, an associated vehicle, a 97 Toyota Tercel with temporary license plates. The car is accounted for. He had black hair, brown eyes. His nickname was Boo Boo. And he has a raised spotted birthmark on his right wrist. So apparently, this is a twofer. I know that I don't mean to sound crass when I say that, but Chris and his mother, Lisa, were last seen, once again, the StreamYard logo is in my way, but they were last seen in Pomona, California. They had visited Lisa's brother in Pomona that day, then went shopping with, once again, I can't read it. The stupid logo is in my way. They went shopping with somebody before dropping the friend off. So apparently they had been shopping with a friend, and then they dropped the friend off after shopping. They were going to go to the Slater Brothers Market on Riverside Drive and Yorba Avenue, which is in Chino. They lived nearby with Lisa's boyfriend at an apartment on Yorba Avenue. Chris and Lisa were supposed to be home by 6 or 7 p.m., but they never arrived, and neither have ever been seen or heard from again. So like I said, we have two missing, not just Chris, but his mother. So on September 9th, 2 months after their disappearance, this was Lisa's car, Lisa's 1987 Toyota Tercel with temporary license plates was found abandoned in downtown San Diego. The car's stereo and speakers were missing. There were no fingerprints on the car and no indications of a struggle. So, what does this tell us? Please let me know in the comments, because this has me confused. It says the stereo and speakers were missing, so that would to me say, of course, they were stolen. Um, but we don't know, were Chris and Lisa, his mother, in the car when they were stolen? Were they taken? Had they abandoned the car for some reason? Maybe the car broke down and they just left it. And I don't know. I didn't have time to research. I don't know how far away San Diego is from the place they were last seen. Um, at the appointment, I don't know how far San Diego is from Chino, California, which is where they disappeared from. It says there were no fingerprints on the car and no indications of a struggle. So that would lead me to believe that possibly either the car broke down and Chris and his mother started walking to get help, possibly abducted that way, since it said there's no sign of a struggle. That's really the only possibility. I mean, the only thing I can think of. Um, but please, like I said, do let me know in the comments. There are a lot of you out there that are a lot smarter than me. They might have some ideas of some other possibilities. It says Lisa had no history of leaving without warning. She never picked up her last paycheck. She never accessed her bank account after the disappearance. She worked as a dental assistant in Pomona. Chris and Lisa are considered missing under suspicious circumstances, and of course, their case is unsolved. So I'll go back to my top top of my list would be that for possibly the car broke down, they got out to walk, and they were abducted. So that's what I'm going to go with. If you have any information about Chris or his mother's disappearance, you can call the Chino Police Department at 909-628-1234. Right. Next we have Kelly Juanita Staples. She went missing on January 8th, 1980 from Chicago, Illinois. This is classified as a non-family abduction. She was a Black female. She was, once again, 6 years old when she went missing. She was approximately 3 feet tall, 42 pounds. She was last seen wearing a brown and white striped cap, a brown scarf, a red plaid coat, blue jeans, and blue rubber boots. She had black hair, brown eyes. She had a birthmark on the left side of her cheek. So Kelly was last seen walking to her elementary school in the area of 73rd and Merrill during the morning hours on January 8th, 1980 in Chicago. The school was just a few blocks from her family's home in the South Shore neighborhood. She never arrived for classes, and she was never heard from again. Now, an accused offender confessed to the killing of Kelly and several other girls and women in 1992, but his confession turned out to be false, which we know it's not unusual for offenders to confess to crimes that they had nothing to do with. Who knows why they do it? Like I said before, I gave up a long time ago trying to understand the mind of these psychopaths, alleged psychopaths. He was ruled out as a suspect in Kelly's case. Kelly is believed to have been abducted by a non-family member, but a few details are available in her disappearance. So, once again, she was just a few blocks, apparently, between where she lived and where she was walking to her school. So this abduction happened obviously in a very short period of time. unknown if there was any witnesses. This information doesn't give any account of any witnesses. So if you have any information regarding Kelly or her disappearance, you can call the Chicago Police Department at 312-744-8385. I think, oh no, we have one more, I think. No, I'm going backwards in my slides. Yes, that was our last one. Okay, so that was our, I can't talk. Once again, very late at night. Those were our 5 missing person cases of the week for Missing Person Monday. Please, like I said before, please share this video, comment on this video, like this video. The more likes, comments, shares it gets, the more YouTube pushes it out. The more people that see it, the better, obviously, because that's the most important thing, is to get the information out about these victims, get their stories out there so that they are never forgotten. What else? If you like what I do here at Southern Gal True Crime, please consider subscribing. Click the notification bell to all so you won't miss any new videos I upload. I upload Mondays, Missing Person Monday. Fridays, I have the cold case of the week. Sometimes on Wednesdays, I just have some random true crime trivia or interesting things that I come across. Sometimes we'll lighten it up on Sundays and do some dumb criminals. So yeah, so I think that's it. So in the meantime, please do take care of yourself. Be very careful out there. 99% of the world is fantastic, but there's that 1% that we have to be careful. Take care of each other. That's the most important thing we can do, is take care of each other so we can all make it through this life safely. So until next time, thank you once again for watching, and I will see you later.